Hey butterflies, welcome back to Evolving Butterfly Goddess with me, Moe Nicole. Here we are all about evolving our light and our life, our money and our purpose through the energy of our ancestors. I want to thank you for your likes, your comments, your shares, and your subscribes here on the channel. It is always appreciated. And a major shout out to all of the channel members as well as the members over on my website. Thank you for your continuous support. Thank you to everyone who has purchased from my tea and my candle company. Those who have purchased any of my published books over on Amazon. Thank you for your continued support, my love books. So we are back with another message. So this channel message actually came from the collective ancestor James Baldwin. And so if you grew up on, black writers, um, then you know James Baldwin. And I came across this video. Oh my gosh, I just realized this music is on. Hopefully they don't copyright me, honey. Okay. But anyway, so I just recently came across it was this video this morning on YouTube, and it was like on an interview with him that got like deleted off ABC or something. And I was listening to it, and he had so many really good points in it, but some of it really stood out to me, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's an ancestor message for the collective. Okay. Um, but the first thing that stood out to me was where he was talking about writers. He said no one looks for the writer until they're gone. And I was like, dang, what us, what I'm saying, made me think about us finally ending the writer strike, right? What just recently happened. And no one really realized how much the writers were needed until they were gone, until they went on strike. So they was just like, yeah, I'm straight on it. And we don't really realize how much the creators and the creatives of the world help shape the world, help paint the world, help create meaning to the world. You know what I'm saying? And most times they're not giving their honor and recognition until either they're gone or they're gone from the face of earth, right? So a lot of people, they don't get their fame until after they die. A lot of good writers didn't get their fame until after they died. You get what I'm saying? And so they worked tirelessly on this thing of purpose that they really cared about. They never got the recognition while the time they were alive until they were dead. And then it made me think about where he had mentioned where he wanted to publish his book on his sexuality. Okay. And I believe it was the United States. They didn't want to publish it. So he went over to Europe and they published it. And one thing he shared was that he felt other people, had similar feelings as him. It's just that they were afraid to share it or let it out. And that he felt it was better that he release his own skeletons than for other people to release it for him. And it really made me think about how, after some people pass or certain things happen, all of a sudden all these skeletons in their closets start coming up, honey. And that's what they mean when they say what's done in dark eventually come to the light. You hear me? Life is gonna make it come to the light. Something gonna happen to bring it to the light. And so this is just giving this vibe of making sure that you're, authentically 333 on the time, living in your truth at all times. You get what I'm saying? Like when we're not living in our truths, we find ourselves to end up getting caught in something that isn't really us. You get what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of times society, they don't like an honest person, because society teaches us to be private. It teaches us to be silent. It teaches us not to talk too much, not to speak out too much, right? Or the fear of being outcast is put out there. But we're in a season where a lot of individuals are starting to not care, and they're living like their real truth, not the truth that they want the world to see. Because you got some people who, what I'm saying, they don't live the truth what they want to see, but like show the good, the bad, and the ugly. And of course, a lot of times when you are one of those people who show the good, bad, and ugly, everyone won't always like you, because you're not going to appear to be a perfect patty, because no one is perfect, right? And so it's giving that energy. But we have the death card that's coming out. So it's definitely some ancestor energy, some Scorpio energy that's coming out in here. And you remember Scorpio rules eighth house, which is the house of secrets. And if you didn't, I think it's in the membership area now, but if you listen to the video that I did on speaking on next year, and we know next year is an 8 year, and 8 years is all about abundance and manifesting that abundance. But it's whatever we've been working on that we have an abundance of. A lot of people hear the word abundance and they automatically think, "Ooh, money." No, you have an abundance of worries. You can have an abundance of pain. You can have abundance of whatever. Abundance is just a lot of something. Okay. And so this death energy is definitely coming to the point of letting an old you die. I don't know why I'm hearing Justin Timberlake, old me's dead and gone. Like, it's time to throw away that wanting to have this perfect image or wanting to be pleasing to everyone, to be afraid of criticism. You can't be afraid of criticism, especially if you're a creative and whatever you are creative with. Creative isn't just, on YouTube or on social media, a content creator. Creator can be a specialized cook. A creator, it can be an artist, someone who draws, someone who just writes in their free time, someone who decorates, designs, okay? And so anytime you are able to start something from scratch and have a finished product, you're a creator. And this is giving an energy of getting rid of something in your life that keeps you from being able to be the creator that you know you are and you want to be. So this next year, with this 8 year next year, a lot of that is standing out. I was saying that too. Now that I think about it, in that live that we did, where ain't nothing gonna be able to be hidden next year. Things that we thought were hidden is gonna come to the surface. And so we might as well, definitely, if you got something, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna be hearing scandals. Even most scandals gonna be revealed next year. Okay. Oh, child, a couple celebrities just came to mind. I ain't about to call them like, oh, child, just came to mind. But it's giving this vibe of, because secrets cannot be contained when we have abundance energy, when we have Pluto energy out there. Okay. King of Wands coming out. I don't know why I just got like a controlling energy. So it's giving a vibe of controlling something, controlling the narrative is what I'm hearing. Okay. So this is why, a lot of people, when situations happen, they get their side of the story out. Get your side of the story out and leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to respond back to people. You ain't got to go back and forth with people. You know what it is and leave it at that. Okay. But be honest about your role as well. Sometimes it's hard for us to be honest about the role that we play in the situations too. So with this death and then this King of Wands, so this is Scorpio energy, Leo energy. Then we got the moon coming out with Pisces and Cancer. And this is hidden feelings, hidden thoughts. This is the shit that's hidden. This is the stuff that you don't want to be seen. The things that you may feel like it's unbecoming and other people won't be able to accept it or understand it. But little do you know, there's people out there wishing that someone would open the door for this, to talk about this. You may have a story or something about your life that you may have been being embarrassed about, or when you think about, just like, oh my gosh, but little do you know, there's someone out there who's seeking someone who can provide them motivation for what it is that they're going through or they've experienced that you've already experienced. And here you are being embarrassed, but somebody else seeking a mentor to help them. You get what I'm saying? Even if you never meet them face to face. And so with these secrets and things being revealed, and this is the moon also deals with mother wounds. It deals with healing our feminine energy, and sometimes it's healing just energy with our parents in general, because the moon represents, with Cancer, our home life, family life. That's that fourth house. Okay. And so this is just giving the energy of, is there something from your childhood or your family life or growing up that you may have not really addressed or looked at, or you try to like not pay attention to? You know what I'm saying? That needs to be paid attention to. It needs to be brought to the surface so that you can finally put an end to it. With this death energy, it's like, you know what I'm saying? There's no need to run from your story and what your story is. We are all spiritual beings, honey, and we got a choice after this lifetime to come back again if we want to. Okay. And I already told y'all, Earth is ghetto. I ain't trying to come back to Earth. Okay. Send me to one of them other galaxies somewhere. Okay. I'm fine doing that. Okay. I'm fine doing that. Make me a mermaid. Okay. universe, God, make me a mermaid. But we got the Two of Swords coming out with Libra energy. That's the energy of a decision needing to be made, but having a fear with making a decision when it comes to the Two of Swords. So thinking about, you see how she has the day and night and then her eyes are blindfolded. And that's Libra energy in general, because Libra energy wants to keep balance. Okay. It doesn't want to tip the scales. That's why their symbol is the scales. You know, it wants to try to find the balance. But a lot of times that Libra energy with the Venus, to try to keep the balance, it withholds energy. It doesn't share everything. It isn't always honest, right? Because it doesn't want to cause too much discord in a space. So it kind of works around the bush, right? And we all have that in us, in our own ways or in our own comfort space, right? So that's seventh house, that's dealing with relationships. So with a lot of this coming out, this is definitely looking at, because now with this being under the King of Wands, it could be relationship with the father. You remember we were talking about with parents over here, and then the death and the moon. So it could be a dead relationship with the parent, or a relationship that's not there, that may be still bothering or affecting the collective in some way. Let's pull another card for clarification. Okay, we got the Princess of Cups coming out. So this is definitely giving, I don't know why I love this card. She just gives me this vibe of like a wanderer, just like, oh, whatever I come in contact with, you know, this is a sense of finding your peace in the midst of everything. The Princess of Cups is like the Page of Cups. So it's a sense of being able to find your solace, being able to find your emotional balance, your emotional peace with whatever it is that's going on around you, in order to have like clear direction on knowing like what next steps to take. You get what I'm saying? Let's get a Moonology card. Ooh, baby, you know we ain't doing this crazy shuffle. Thank you. All right, we have You Are Good Enough, full moon in Virgo. Okay. So this is something that your ancestral energy wants you to remember, that you are good enough. So you know how we were talking about parent stuff in here. It may have been a sense of feeling like you didn't get something from a parent and wondering why you didn't get it. It has nothing to do with you, honey. Okay. It's them and their own issues, what they got going on, what they never worked through. It ain't got nothing to do with you. And a lot of times kids, you know, we can kind of take on the emotional baggage or responsibility of our parents. And we, you know, we've talked about this in some past classes when I was talking about the trauma class a little while ago, and where we were talking about how we take on the connection of our parents, right? And oh, this is making me thinking about the class we just did this past Saturday on healing trauma with your mom, and this week we're doing healing trauma with your dad. But we as kids, we can take things very personal when we're at 13 on the time. So, and when we don't learn the proper way of how to work through our emotions, you know, I've been, listen, I done told y'all, okay? And we can self sabotage, right? And so if we weren't taught the proper ways of being able to manage or working through certain aspects, we begin to internalize the actions of our parents as it being in relationships to something that we did or we didn't do. You get what I'm saying? And this is again the vibe of, it has nothing to do with you. It is all about them. Okay. It's something that they weren't fully ready for or developed for, or they didn't fully understand within themselves, that was lacking or missing. So it's giving this vibe of, that may be why there's this level of, you remember when we were talking about, I don't think I said the word of shame, but you know, something you don't really want to talk about or you kind of leave behind. Some of it may be because you internalize some of it. So if you take off some of that responsibility of it on you, and seeing it as being something that, you know, it really doesn't, it didn't have anything to do with you at the end of the day. It was the decisions of other adults. Okay. Baby, ain't none of us asked to be here. You hear me? None of us. I bring that up all the time. And then, you know, we talk about how parents can try to put their responsibility on the kids and stuff, but it's just like, baby, did you create me just so I could take care of you? But we have meditate and contemplate, new moon and Pisces. That's crazy. We pulled out Pisces and Virgo energy because those are both opposites. Okay. And then the sense of when the month that it's a new moon in Pisces is the same month when we have the full moon in Virgo. So that's crazy how all of this is happening around the same time. So it's definitely giving something around Pisces season, but I'm getting more so around next March is something that is going to be just changing within your life by next spring. I don't know why I said I'm nervous to pull the card. Spirit is just like, don't pull the card, because if we pull the card, then some of you all can actually mess the manifestation up because you'll be too on it. Okay. So we ain't going to do that. So go with the flow. I'm getting a sense of as long as you walk in your authenticity, be honest with yourself, allow your creative self to flow, allow that sacral chakra energy to flow. Then the 8 year as you start off next year. And it's also, it makes me think about around the spring equinox actually, which is the actual new year, right? So sometime around the spring equinox, start your journey of healing. You're going to see a major difference around that time. Let's get a final card. We have purification, card number 36. Ooh, child. And we talking about March, honey. I'm going to be 36 in March. Raise your vibrations by caring for your energy. That's literally what we're saying, okay? Sometimes our vibrations can be low because we're not allowing ourselves to fully operate at our highest potential because we be holding back parts of ourselves because we see it as being a negative, but in reality, that could have been the abundance code that we've been needing. You get what I'm saying? So purify yourself in Lake Minnetonka, okay? Minnetonka. Ain't that the one that Prince said? Lake Minnetonka. Okay. Go watch Purple Rain. Didn't he have a weird relationship with his parents in that movie? Go watch Purple Rain. There's something about with that movie now. It just popped in my head. But raise your vibrations by caring for your energy. It's time to be responsible for your energy and know that you can't do nothing for nobody else, honey. And the people before you, they did what they did, and we got to live with our decisions too. But we might as well live it the best we can so that when we die, we ain't got to hear these secrets and stuff coming up. Yeah, you hear the collective. They had another child on the other side of town too. You know they was over there scamming. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's your real legacy? Because your real legacy is the name you leaving. Okay. But I love you all. I'm gonna pull us a final affirmation. Even when things aren't perfect or don't seem to be working out, I choose to trust in life. That's literally what we're saying. We dropping the mic on that one. I love you all. And as always, always be real, always be true. Don't be afraid to do what you want to do. Period. And as always, continue to bloom, my loves. Bye.